Hello there, Mr. Landfill, and hello everybody who is here. Uh, it's my way of starting my streaming week, is we'll stick on the classics. So this week we are starting a bit belatedly, as you gathered. My son has not been well, and so fossil hunt on Monday, which has been out on the YouTube channel. Fossil hunting was planned potentially for today, but I am still the on-call parent in case we find out that he's still not that well. But he's back at childminders today, so yeah, we get to do some prep. That's the goal. We've got a bit of a revamp of the prep box, and everything's a bit tidier and all sorts of things in the interim. Let's just see if I can make this behave itself. So some things not completely changed. Still got magnification near us, but we've got some new lights on each side and at the back, so I'm hoping that it'll be just a touch brighter for me, which makes life a little easier. But we'll see how it all goes. I've got two ammonites here to play with, and I say two. This one is possibly many, but to be determined. This one's one of the spiny Paranoceros, but it's got at least three little things at the bottom here, and if you follow the whirl around, it suggests it should be here, but there's one more here that looks like it's offset, so whether that's the same one and broken or not, we don't know. But that will be second one. We're going to warm up with what I think is a little Hildoceros. There's not a lot of matrix on it, but we can just see the edge of the ammonite running there, and hints of it coming around on both sides. So we'll just try and quickly do this one as well as we can, and then yeah, we'll jump onto the Paranoceros, and that might be the one that we play with for the rest of the week. So yeah, that's the goal. Cannot guarantee it'll work like that, but that's the current plan. And then yeah, there's a bunch of things that need to be sorted. I've got a few more bits, obviously, from the hunt that happened on Monday, and I've got an awful lot of Ravenscar bits looking at me, and that's where these two are from as well. But there's a lot of Ravenscar bits calling to me to go see if we can see what's in some of these boxes of Ravenscar that I need to start working through. So yeah, but we'll start with this little Hildy and see how we get on, and yeah. But chuck questions in chat, comments in chat. Always good to hear what people are thinking or want to know, or equally any advice you may have for me. I am always open to learning about stuff as I'm going. So we'll see how we get on. I'm not convinced these lights are going to be fabulous because they're already very warm, but we will see how it goes. Alright, it's surprisingly slow going. These ones I find sometimes the hardest of the lot to prep down. Like, they're not a lot of matrix, but when they are like this, they are incredibly hard. And so, yeah, it's just taking a while to take the top off. But we are losing some of the shell here, so I'm going to do my usual thing, just put a blob of glue down the side of it. It's not going to be supremely graceful. I just want to see if we can keep any of it. As people know, it's a bit hit and miss. Sometimes we save them, sometimes we don't. We'll just give that a second or two to dry. I say a second or two, a few seconds to dry. And whilst that is drying, we'll have a quick look at least removing some of the matrix on this one. And I will come in on this side, but I'm actually going to switch to the point. Finn, hello, good to see you. Hope you are well. So that is the question. I'm pretty sure the first one was a Hyundai, but there's also a little bit of a quirk about it that's just making me wonder if it might just be a pseudo, but I'm pretty sure it's a Hyundai. At least that's what I have described it as when I first picked it up. So you can't see any distinct features. Let's get it back in shot. So there's no keel visible, only a little bit of edge ribbing here, and that looks sufficiently fine that it could be pretty much any of the smoother bodied forms, whether it be Hyundais or pseudos. But just its size made me think Hyundai. Oh, in fact, what do I know? There is a bit right there that's got the distinct M shape, or at least part of the M shape Hyundai keel, so that would be almost certainly Hyundai, and that's what I thought it was when we started. But yeah, it's just shedding its shell at the minute, so we're just going to let that glue have a minute to see if it will soak into some of the shell on this edge and see if we can keep any of it. It is the warm-up one, having had, what are we at? A week, not quite a week since we last did any prep. And also, ID skill-wise, there's the lateral groove on the side of the shell that Hyundais have, so it's, yeah, almost certainly Hyundai unless something really weird has happened, but yeah. It's probably not going to win any prizes for its appearances, but we will just use it to get ourselves back into the groove of things and just make sure that the prep box is all working as expected and everything is fine, which is what I am just doing. I'm just checking that my lights aren't melting anything because I've got a new set of lights in the box, but yeah. So far so good. Oh, and I didn't specify what species this is. I'm pretty sure this is a Paranoceros, just based on the appearance on the side. It looks a bit nodey. Tough to sometimes tell when they're all worn down. Some of these nodes look an awful lot like ribs and vice versa, but I'm pretty sure that's a Paranoceros. And then we've got what appear to be 3 small dacks, or possibly small Paranoceros, but blown out middle, maybe. And then, yeah, the... excuse me as I just mute myself for a second. Hay fever. Yeah, so I believe this keel comes around and should come onto this set of ribs, but there's an offset set of ribs and keel here, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not this is all intact unless there's one here and then there's a second one on this side, or whether this is a broken chunk and that's part of where that whirl should actually be. So that's what we'll just see with this one whilst the Hyundai chunk dries out. So then these are not Sans Ends ones. We're not doing ones from the hunt on Monday at the minute. They are still set up in the kitchen to be sorted through. Although that being said, I did bring a couple of the deck grass aisles through that just are basically prepped from the beach. So there's that one and that one with little deck grass aisles or deck anguille or whatever the other one is, and so yeah, they will just get some polishing up, but the others are still all to be sorted through. Yeah, that's Sans End are the ones there. The ones in the box are Ravenscar, or the ones that we're prepping at the minute are Ravenscar. So it's slowly advancing. We've got bits of the next world coming out, but we'll try and be a bit careful because that there is a little spine from them. And this is the joys of Perinoceros. Sometimes they're very well preserved and you get spines all over the shop. Other times they explode and yeah, it's just your nodes. But that's what we'll try and do. We'll try and keep them. Doesn't always work, but we'll try. So yeah, there's one there. But the other one that was just coming out that you might be able to see, this is one of the little ammonites, and right there on the tip is a little teeny tiny spine just poking through. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It has the vibes that it's broken here, so it's very possible outer whirl. No, I haven't. Yeah, it's very possible this section of whirl here is the one that's offset. That's over here, which would be weird because I was expecting this outer world to be offset, and then there's actually the next world in. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. But yeah, it looks broken here, so I'm not sure how this is all going to fit together, but it'll be interesting at least. Well, still none the wiser about what's going on with the bit here. That broken bit is broken, but it looks like it's one of those sort of predation marks. Whether it be an actual predation or a scavenging thing from a crustacean or what, not sure. But yeah, it's going. A few bits have been a little explodey, sadly. So things where I haven't even touched the ammonite, and they just, if the power is a bit too high, which it probably is, because I'm being a bit overzealous just trying to clean this one. Yeah, they just sometimes explode, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, turn the power down a little bit and do it a bit tidier for the next section. But yeah, sometimes these blocks are just so pyritic. You kind of, I've trying to decide what's the best way to approach it, but yeah, probably got the power a bit too high. But I'm going to just have a quick poke at this one whilst I've still got power up a touch, just to see what's what. I don't know if the footage is any better or worse for you guys. It just feels like it's a bit, I don't know, a bit moodier on the screen that I'm looking at, but I don't know if that's just the lighting in general now that the sun is actually out here. But yeah, so there is another one here. This one is in a world of broken now. So there's a broken outer world here. This world is broken here. So we'll have a quick play. We'll turn down the pressure, as I said, on this. Have a quick look and see if anything's in the middle of this one. And then go back to the other one, which looks to be mostly intact. And then yeah, we'll have a look see about any of these. This is the only one that I have any optimism for being most potentially complete, because that one already now has no metal that's blown out. Similarly with this one, but this one where it is might be okay. Sorry, it's just having a look at the lighting because it does look just a lot moodier, a lot higher contrast, and I wasn't sure how much of that's just individual lights or the whole lighting setup or what, or if it's just the camera. That's what I was just having a quick look at. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think of it. Yeah, so we're going. This side's a bit of a mess. It's broken. That outer world's broken. This world is broken. I don't know if that's part of that. But the middle looks like it could be there, but we'll have a play with it when we swap the tips over. And then yeah, this side looks like it should keep going in. It's just taking a bit of time to get down through it because it's pretty solid pyrite matrix as per usual with PalaeoTech. Hey Katie, or at least Katie and then message deleted. I've just also switched to live chat just in case I've got any of those messages appearing that I've just missed again, which is not out of the realms of possibility. But yeah, just let me know. Probably Mr. Landfill, you've seen more streams than anyone else, but equally any of the others that are here watching, if the lighting is better, worse, just a bit different. Because I'm just intrigued to hear what you guys think and what you guys are seeing from a far bigger screen than I. Yeah, I'm glad the lighting's okay. I'd say just how it compared to the previous setup, because yeah, it's no different set of lights, which I was hoping would be brighter, but at the same time I can't tell whether it is actually brighter or any better. Weirdly, it feels less bright, but I think it's because some parts of the box are even brighter than they were before, and the bit that I'm looking at is brighter, but yet not as bright, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's just what I was curious for you guys, because it, as I say, it looks, the resolution looks superb, the lighting looks good, it just looks like it's a higher contrast, so I just didn't know how it was looking for it. Yeah, thank you. Hey Jason, you've joined at a time where it's confusing if you're reading chat. We did start on this one, which is a Hyundai. This one is a Paranoceros, not a DAC. It gets very, very tricky to keep track of all the different ones I'm working on in the streams. The Hyundai we will get back to, I promise. We've still got another hour and a half, 2 hours of streaming. We just glued down this side before we lost all the shell off of it, just in the hope that we might keep it. But we will come back to it and just have another look. This one is a bit of a mess of a Paranoceros on this side, Paranoceros in pieces on this side, and little mini, probably Paranoceros as well, but they do look an awful lot like DACs at that size. So we've got lots of bits going on in this one. Perhaps of varying quality depending on which bit you look at on it. But doing lots of the fine stuff and trying to just trace it down to the middle now. This is not winning any prizes on any level, whether it's the preservation or the prep quality, but it is good to get back into it after a week off. Yeah, a few at a time is probably not a fair assessment of how I normally work. It's just sometimes the glue takes a while to set, and I may have put a bit too much on, but we've done it before where the shell just explodes off if we don't give it enough time, and even with super glue and time, it sometimes still does not make any difference, but we thought we'd give it a best chance to survive. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Well, we're down to middle or near middle as we can get with without me basically completely stopping you guys seeing exactly what I'm up to. Sorry, there's a bit of reflection coming in, I can see. That's probably why the camera's looking a bit funky. Sorry, I had hoped that would not be the case. But obviously just enough light coming through the box, which I am surprised by, but apologies again. Yeah, so middle is alright, needs finishing, and obviously there's matrix all around that needs doing. It's scrappy, it's never going to win any prizes, we knew that already. I'll have a look at this one on the other side, see if that's any better. And then yeah, we'll just have a look at one or two of these, just see what's what. Yeah, I mean, not terribly upset. Disappointed I haven't done a better job, but as I said, it's not been a quiet week at home, and so taking a little bit to get back into the swing of things and back up to the appropriate level of prep skill. Well, we're getting down to the middle. It's actually got quite nice spines, but I am making a bit of a hash of the middle, so I'm going to just stop on it. At least for now. I can always pick it up again tomorrow morning before we start the stream and just show you where we're at. But yeah, it's got more dings than I would like, but the spines out of there are pretty decent. I was trying to figure out whether or not I thought it was a Paranoceros or possibly something a bit rare, more like a Porpoceros. It's fairly deep-bodied, so if you compare this one, which is definitely a Paranoceros, you kind of turn it sideways, you see that it doesn't really change much height from outer whirl as you go inwards, whereas this one is a lot deeper than that one. Even though it's a smaller example, it drops the height a lot more. And also the ribbing, it's not easy to see, but the ribs on this one little section go pretty much straight across, which is a sign of a Porpoceros. The problem is Porpoceros and Paranoceros shouldn't exist at the same time. Well, I mean, they're not listed as appearing at the same time because I believe Porpoceros is supposed to evolve from a Paranoceros. So it would be weird if they do it occur at the same time. At the same time, if one's evolving from the other, kind of have to, unless it's a Anyway, you can have fun with that logic, but it's definitely not my best prep. So I'm feeling very rough today with it. But should hopefully polish up, and I'll need to have a look at the middle on that one. Same on this side. I might just put this one to a side for now, and pick it up tomorrow, or let's say tomorrow morning. Let's have a look at our Hildy again. And as for your statement, Mr. Landfill, sometimes it makes them more appealing. I think this is of a level that it wouldn't be even getting put on for sale. It's one of those that's given away, or possibly part of like a what's the correct word, a tombolo, where you pay like a $5 and you're guaranteed something's most not worth a $5, but you'll get something, sort of thing. Because this I would be a little disappointed by if I put it on the website for the quality I would like to have there. So yeah, just how it goes sometimes. Alright, let's change the tip out and go back to a 2mm point just to see if we can get through some of this matrix on this Hildy. Then see what's what underneath it all. Alright. Hey Shelley, how are you guys doing? You've just got to, oh goodness, I'm not even, Janswit Major. That's what I'm going to go with, and I butchered my Welsh thoroughly. But hopefully you're having a good time there. Yeah, it's taken on alright shape. It's nothing special. This outer whorl is actually broken across over here, so it's a bit of a mess. Probably that line there, but yeah, it's just a couple of examples of specimens that we are slowly getting back into it. I think part of the reason I'm wondering about the lighting is possibly because it's a bit bright upwards for me still, so maybe that I just adjusted my lights and rotated them down, so I don't know if that's made it better or worse for everyone. Say it looks okay for you guys, but yeah, say I'm just trying to figure out what to do for me because my lighting just feels like the light is just not quite right, and I think it's just because it's too bright. But with the here, let me just show you. It's easier with the second camera when it wakes up. So these lights here are loose at the minute; they kind of just nicely wedge into the sides, but because they've got that sort of curved shape, when you view them from above, you're getting an awful lot of light off the top of this. So I think there might just be a little bit of tweaking just to get them to sit on an angle that actually lights down below them without blinding me. Which I think is part of the reason that I've been wondering about the lighting just being a bit weird, because I think it is just has been a bit weird for me. But yeah. So yeah, that's just what I was having to play with. But yeah, we'll try and just get this side done. It may not be a full length stream, but at the same time, 40 minutes. Yeah, we should hopefully get down to the middle of this one and just be able to get it to a satisfactory finishing position, and then tomorrow we'll pick up something hopefully quite different, nice, new. I'll get a few things and you guys can decide what to look at. Yeah, let's keep finishing this thing. Yeah, annoyingly I am being very incompetent today, so I put a couple of dings in down there, uh, which very annoying. But yeah, as I said, just for some reason, just been a bit slow that week of not doing any prep, plus a few days of looking after the little man. It seemed to have done my brain. Frustrating, but need to do things just a bit slower and more patiently, and I'm obviously just rushing and just not quite there. But alas, but at the same time, it is good to do it today, get it out today on some rubbish things, and tomorrow we'll pick up something that's a bit nicer and hopefully be a bit more competent. yeah, if you ignore the ding, it's not bad. Middle goes down pretty far. I reckon it actually would go pinpoint if I could just get in there with a fine enough tip. The outer whirl is a bit of a mess from about, as you can see from about this broke here, and it comes around. The question for all of you, give it an ID. Don't just say Hildy. I know it's a Hildy. Can you give it a species ID? There's a challenge. Feels like a teacher at the front of a class going, "Come on now, kids, don't be shy, have a guess." Yeah, it's one of the Ravenscar ones. It's semi-Palaeotum, and the way you tell is the groove is still visible, so it basically limits it. It's probably unlikely to be a Lusitanicum, so it's a Hildoceros, but then you go Bifrons, Lusitanicum, or semi-Palaeotum, and the way you tell is grooves. A deep groove is a Bifrons or a semi, and then the next step is you have a look at the whorls. As you go inwards, you'll see that these fairly fine ribs that they have, that sort of are very distinctly Hildy ribs, they come onto this lateral groove, and this lateral groove gets closer and closer to the edge as you go further in, and you basically lose all of the ribbing, and that's the fairly distinct way you can tell about the Hildy semis versus the Bifrons or even Lusitanicum. Those two tell apart by just the depth of the groove, but these ones, yeah, the ribs basically disappear as you go inwards, just because they're getting covered over by the whorls as the ammonite grows. So yeah, that's the fun quick ID guide to them. Needs a lot of work and smoothing, and I'm not sure it's worth the faff, but it's been good to have a bit of time prepping. I think I might just call it quits there. 2 hours 45, a bit scrappy. There we go. I'll have a look at this one as well tomorrow under a bit more magnification, see if there's anything I can do about it. But I think those are sort of what I would consider scrap ones. Ones that they looked like they could have been good, probably could have been good, but I have not done them justice. But unfortunately, that's how it goes. And also part of the reason that after a week off, it's good to do something fairly common and straightforward. Admittedly, Paranocer is not particularly straightforward, and the one on the back, if it is a Porpoceros or something else, it's definitely not straightforward, but not done him justice. But hey ho. We will be back tomorrow, pending unwell child or anything like that. And if anyone's got any particular things that they want to see me try and prep, we'll give it a go. But I won't be touching the vertebra before anyone asks from Sans End. That's going to require me to prep at a much higher standard than this that I've done today. So yeah, we will hold on to that one for a little bit longer. But yeah, if you keep an eye out, keep a think out, make a comment on this video, either when it goes live or catch us tomorrow on the stream and just give us a shout of something that you'd like to see me try and prep, and we can try and do it. I'll have a rummage through the boxes to see if there's anything fun amongst it all, or if we'll just pick up an interesting deck or similar, because I've got a nice triple that's just calling out to me. But again, I would like to prep at a higher standard than I did today before I start something particularly nice. But yeah, I'm glad the ID guide was useful, Escher, and as always, thank you for watching. Be safe. We will catch you tomorrow, and See you soon.